Hey everybody. Thanks for joining me. Um my setup is a little bit different, but I'm happy to be here with all of you. And it's your girl Ness of Glamour by Ness, and welcome to my cozy corner here on YouTube where beauty meets real life. So get settled in and let's glow together, y'all. I'm kicking off my 30-day live series um, for Becoming Anchored, and it's all thanks to this book. Let's get into it. What is this? You're probably asking. I'm probably asking myself the same thing too. Now, I do want, before we dive right on in, to kick off um, by sharing an affirmation, and I do have notes so I don't babble. Um, but the affirmation is this: every restart is divine alignment. Say it with me. Every restart is divine alignment. Let's get into it. I started my 60-day manifestation cleanse because I was already on the journey, but this book became super crucial when I came across it, and it's from Armand Wiggins. If you don't know, you better know. But I found Armand through following him or coming across his page on YouTube during the Diddy trial, and he made mention of his Manifestation Cleanse book, which made all the sense in the world to me because I was on that path, on the path to manifesting the life that I truly deserve and desire. And excuse me, y'all, because I done caught a virus and I'm trying to get over it, and I'm realizing that it's causing me to be out of breath. But in any event, I kept getting stuck in my quest to manifest. And in my journey, you know, it's funny because God, the universe, whoever you subscribe to, essentially will always give you nudges. And Armand was the nudge that I needed. And it makes all the sense in the world to go on a 60-day manifestation cleanse because if I'm looking to call in something, I have to get rid of the gunk, the stagnation, the obstacles that are essentially or potentially get in the way of what I'm calling in. And I had found myself like repeatedly overwhelmed, overworked, um, just in a rut and not really seeing any progress. And Armand talked about, you know, the fact that he was able to do the Diddy trial, um, and is a direct result of his manifestation cleanse. And I'm like, ooh, this is so perfect. And the current season that I'm still in required me to really get serious about manifesting. And manifestation is essentially, I mean, the question has always been, right, at least for me, how do you manifest? Like, how do you manifest? And really, the answer is simple. It's so simple that it annoys me. It is so simple that it annoys me. Hello to everyone that is saying hi. It is grippy and I'm a visual learner. I don't have my glasses on, so I can barely see what y'all are writing, but hey, y'all. Um, but in essence, the key to the key to manifestation is having an internal state of joy consistently. That's all it is, which is bonkers. Because life is stressful. Life will stress the life out of you. And, a multitude of things. We're complex beings, right? And we have emotions, we have triggers, we have all of the things. So you mean to tell me in order for me to manifest everything that I desire and deserve, I have to be happy all the time? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Crazy. So, the purpose of this live is to talk about, or really to kick off my 30-day challenge to myself, but also um, discuss my journey with completing the 60-day manifestation cleanse. And I've restarted this said journey 6 times before I locked in. 6 times, not once, twice, 3 times. I'm talking about 6 times I restarted this here book. Crazy. But I realized the moment that I think maybe about the fourth time, I'm like, okay, like, what are we doing? Are we really serious about completing this? Or are we just, shooting like, what are we doing? And what I quickly realized is my old habits weren't serving me. It wasn't going to take me to the level that I needed to be at in order to manifest what I'm calling in. So I had to get serious. Started the fifth time, still wasn't serious. 6 times a charm. And the determining factor was deciding. I made the decision. So, for example, this 30-day live challenge that I'm doing right now, I'm challenging myself to show up for me fully because I want to be comfortable in front of the camera. I want to be comfortable um, talking to a device as if somebody else is on. I mean, y'all are here, but to get comfortable, right? Because I have an overall goal, um, which is a part of my manifestation. But again, I have to get serious. I don't feel good. All I want to do is sleep right now, lay down. I just took some medicine. I don't feel good, but I'm still showing up. Okay, because my habits changed. My habits changed when I completed, I mean, hell, even before I completed this here book, I decided, I decided that this is the final restart, right? That I'm completing for this challenge because I have to get serious. I have to get serious about what I'm calling in, and that takes a level of responsibility. So if I can't prove to myself that I'm responsible and I can execute and execute well at that, then what's the purpose, you know? Which brings me to my second point: fear of failure versus fear of success. Now, essentially, both can sabotage. Both of them can sabotage your outcome, your outlook, your progress. Okay. And what I know to be true for me, and maybe it is for you too, is, and I'll just speak for myself, like, I was scared of success because I did not want to be a failure. Isn't that crazy? I didn't even fail and I didn't even succeed, but I'm scared of both outcomes. Make it make sense. So I had to, again, therefore, decide. You see that anchor, the decision? What am I most afraid of? Is it failure or is it success? It can't be both. and I had to fall in love with essentially both of them, right? The pain of growing pains, okay, to me seemed much more appealing than the pains of remaining stagnant and thinking of the shoulda, coulda, wouldas a year from now, a day from now, 90 days from now. So I had to decide and choose one or the other. And I chose success. Now, I fully understand trial and error. There's I have to leave room for failure because failure in essence help us learn, but we don't stay there, right? You're not starting from the beginning, you're starting with experience. All right? And which essentially perfect segue for my third point. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. And the beauty in that is you know what didn't work, right? You know what did work, and we can expound on that and then start to compound on it and build. And before you know it, you are essentially living out your dream. And the crazy part about that, y'all, like, I legitimately don't have anything to show for anything tangible to show for the leaps and bounds that I've made mentally, spiritually, physically. I don't have anything to show for it, nothing tangible. However, the shift that happens internally that then essentially creates the foundation for you to expound upon. Bonkers. I've had friends that I don't talk to every day. I do send them voice notes weekly, but one in particular, once I started that shift, told me, you know, I don't know what it is that you're doing. Mind you, voice notes, not seeing me. She doesn't see me. We don't FaceTime or anything. At best, it's a voice note or a text message. And she affirmed me by telling me she's noticed a shift in me, that I sound much lighter, I sound happier, I sound different. That's because I decided, okay? And for someone who I don't talk to them every day, they don't see me every day, I don't see them every day, I don't post on social media every day, and for her to tell me that she's seen, or she not even see, but she feels a shift in me is phenomenal. And that's all thanks to this. And I'm really trying to keep on. We're going to keep on keeping on, okay? We're going to keep on keeping on. But in essence, um I do want to read for my last point day 1 of what he had us do. So essentially, the book is kicked off with setting your intention. And then day 1 starts with identifying your voice. I'm sorry, your vice. Now, I'm not going to read the prompt because this is not my book, but I will read what I wrote. And then, of course, some thoughts about that, which brings me to my last point, my fourth point. So, we're identifying our vice, and this is what I wrote. I turn to my old ways, analysis paralysis. I suffer from that bad. Not anymore, though. Not anymore, because we've pivoted into action and a sense of urgency. But I turn to my old ways, analysis paralysis. Um, Essentially, the question kind of asks, what's holding you back? I lack trust with myself, which leads me down a path to inconsistencies, depression, sadness, unworthiness, fear, and anxiety. It's holding me back because I'm afraid of success. Now, what did I say at the beginning of this live? I'm afraid that I won't be able to sustain it. What if I'm a fraud? I know I'm not, but I do not want to embarrass myself. Crazy, but so true. My vice, overcommitting without anchoring. I am wildly talented with beauty, business, insurance, adjusting, all in motion. Sometimes it feels like I'm juggling too much without a sturdy emotional or energetic anchor. I feel behind, overwhelmed, or derailed when plans don't go as expected. This go hard, this go mode is a form of avoidance. And that, my friends, is the issue, my issue. And so my focus is to prioritize presence and rhythm, grounding my goals in fewer, deeper intentions, not just hustle. Crazy. Okay. Now I say that to say the true issue, the real issue is avoidance. Okay. And of course, the variables that make up all of that is analysis paralysis and not acting upon what I need to be doing. And so for me, my to do list was like a mile long, okay? A whole mile long. What I've got to do like that, I can't tell you. I don't know. But what I do know is that if I have 90 things on my to do list and I'm trying to do it all, nothing ever really gets done, or at least not done well. And who's getting through 90 tasks in one day? It wasn't me. Okay. And in essence, what ends up happening is I started to chip away at the trust in myself. I lost I lost myself. Okay. I lost myself in trying to do it all. And there's just no way. The saying, how do you eat an elephant? Okay, one bite at a time, is so true. And I was trying to stuff the elephant in my whole mouth and saying, look, but there was really nothing to look at. You know what I'm saying? So I was busy, but I wasn't busy being aligned at all with anything. And so year after year, I allowed analysis paralysis to take over and dictate my life until it was so unrecognizable and I hated it. And I'm actively working on rebuilding what my life needs to look like, should look like, and deserved deserve to look like. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited because of this book. And this is kind of like cathartic in a sense because I'm reliving, the thoughts that I wrote down. And one thing I realize in anybody's journey, whether you're manifesting or you have a goal, which in my opinion is manifesting, or you're looking to heal anything, you have to have a constant anchor. You have to have a reminder that tells you every day to push, to keep going. Because yeah, you can read the affirmation like we did earlier. Every restart is divine realignment. That's cool. But if I don't share that with myself every single day, you kind of lose the momentum. And so for me to rebuild back the trust with myself, I decided to just select three things. Three things that I know that I can be successful in accomplishing, even if I get two out of the three. Okay. And I do add more than three, but I have three specific tasks to complete in a day, regardless of what's going on. And each time I complete said tasks, right, I win. There's a part of me that celebrates and cheers me on like, we mother did that. Okay? Like we did it. What? Like I did that. And in that motivation, with that motivation, I am encouraged to keep going. I'm encouraged to keep going. I restarted this book 6 times. I'm not even ashamed to tell you, I probably restarted this whole challenge more than 6 times because it really is a challenge and you really do have to show up and you really have to prioritize your schedule, your time, everything. And that goes for, oh, wow, excuse me. That goes for recording my, content and editing my content because it's a one man show at this point. But I know I'm gonna have a team. I know I'm gonna have a team. I know like my brand is going to be major and huge and big, and I know I'm gonna crush all of the objectives that I have have and have set for myself essentially. So is was there ever a time where you essentially restarted something that you should have been doing and you know you should have been doing it, or you started it and stopped and restarted? Please do share with me in the comment section because I would love to know that I'm not alone in all of this. So, just to recap, your girl started her 60-day manifestation cleanse. Okay. I ended back in, I believe, September 7th. Believe September 7th. And I'm taking y'all on this journey with me because this book has been life changing. And so, hence why this live is titled Why I Had to Start Over Again, right? I have recorded I think 2 days ago, and then I started to feel sick and didn't record. So I was like, man, you know what? I can keep that video, that live that I recorded, and then this live would just be day two. But that's a break in service. That's not 30 consecutive days. And I'm like, as much as I would love to have that content and pretend like no one would know, but I would know. And for me, that's, integrity, huge thing for me. But I really want to show up for myself and I really want to complete this challenge that I've set for myself because if I can do this, I can do anything. And I know I can do anything that I set my mind to. I have to decide. So essentially, know when your old habits aren't working for you again and pivot. And I recently learned, I can't remember where I learned this, but I recently learned the fastest way to kick an old habit is to form a new one. Okay. Don't try to, shape it, flip it. It's not going to work. I tried. Okay. Fastest way to form a new habit or to kick an old habit rather is to form a new one. All right. Fear of failure versus fear of success. Choose wisely. Okay. Because both can sabotage your process. And why starting over doesn't necessarily mean you're starting from scratch. You are starting with experience. And know the difference between being busy and being aligned. When you're busy, half the time, sometimes everything that you're doing doesn't, you're not happy. You don't necessarily want to do it. Like, I necessarily don't want to go to work, but I'm thankful that I have a job. Okay. Um, you have to do it. So you got to do it. But when you're in alignment, you're in your purpose. You're thriving, you're happy, your nervous system is regulated, right? So I'm going to leave you guys with, our uh, affirmation that we kicked off with, but also I'll leave you with a question. What is one thing that you keep restarting that you won't quit on, not quit on? So, what's one thing that you're restarting that you will not quit on? I'll go first and I will say myself. I will not quit on myself. All right. So, here's our affirmation: every restart is divine realignment. Every restart is divine realignment. All right, loves, that's it for today. Please don't forget to subscribe and please keep glowing. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.